honor and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Kakudash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and SHALAWAM to elect out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, and I wanted to get into a quick video, just laying back and off of the Apostle to Har, and as you can see, the title is for bodily exercise profit of little. And obviously during his video, he was talking about high blood pressure. So I wanted to start a new series, just entitled Health and Good Estate of Body, based upon the scripture here in the book of Sirach 30 and 15. So start off with this, verse 14. It says, "Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body. Health and good state of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth." All right, so just knowing that, and touching on the things of which the apostle was speaking on, and mainly what he was speaking on, the blood pressure. And what a lot of people don't know, even a lot of nurses and different things don't know, is about the blood pressure numbers. All right, so I just want to get into that, read the general definition of what these numbers mean, the systolic and the diastolic. All right, and then I get more into more of it. So this is from healthline.com, and it says I'm gonna start here. Everyone would like to have healthy blood pressure, but what exactly does that mean? When your doctor takes your blood pressure, it's expressed as a measurement with two numbers, with one number on top systolic and one on the bottom diastolic, like a fraction. For example, 120/80 mmHg. The top number refers to the amount of pressure in your arteries during the contraction of your heart muscle. This is called systolic pressure. The bottom number refers to your blood pressure when your heart muscle is between beats, this is called diastolic pressure. Okay, so you have the systolic and the diastolic blood pressures, or the pressures, right? Now, because the health field is kind of what I do. So, like a few years ago, I had to go to the hospital to get some stitches in my finger. And so I asked the nurse, just testing the knowledge to see if she knew what those numbers represented, and they didn't know. I asked a number of different nurses, they didn't even know. Now, this is correct, but there is an underlying reason for this, okay? We all know that generally blood pressure comes from the things in which you eat, and it could come from stress, so on and so forth, but they represent something much more further than just the pressure in your arteries and the pressure between the beats of your heart. All right, so I want to show this because it all deals with the kidneys as well, the kidneys and the adrenal glands. So as you can see from this chart that I have up here, it shows clearly that as you can see from this chart here, clearly it shows that the adrenal glands equals the systolic numbers, right? And the kidneys represent the diastolic numbers, because when you look into different charts or Chinese medicine and charts in general, you can see clearly how different parts of the body correlate with other parts of the body, right? So generally you have the lungs, right? The liver that correlates, the liver and the gallbladder that correlates with the lungs. You have the kidneys that are in direct connection with your heart and your blood pressure. You have the colon, which that controls everything, so that's how the body works. All right, that's how the body works. Every part of the body correlates to another specific part of the body. So it says the left and right blood pressure correlates to the left and right kidneys, right? And adrenal glands. The high numbers indicate hyperactive kidneys or adrenals. Low numbers indicate weak kidneys / adrenals. All right, so that's how the numbers are truly represented, because the kidneys have a major function. The kidneys and adrenals have major function to do with your blood pressure, because approximately 150 quarts of blood goes through your kidneys to be filtered every single day. All right. And the master gland for the kidneys is the adrenal glands. So the adrenal glands can't function properly without the kidneys can't function properly without the adrenals controlling them. And so much blood runs through there every day, it directly correlates to your heart functions, directly correlates towards you having a blood pressure, because the kidneys help to filter out waste right through your urine, and it helps to filter out the blood as well, and trace minerals of garbage that comes through the blood. So that's very important. So we know that, as I said, how blood pressure generally correlates to your food and stress. So if you have a bunch of salt, all right, that's in your blood that has to constantly be filtered, and the kidneys can't properly filter them, naturally, your blood pressure can skyrocket, because the kidneys can't properly filter out all that excess salt and all the excess crap that's coming through it, and that's why you have to pay good attention to your kidney and adrenal health when you're dealing with the heart. They go hand in hand pretty much, right? So as you can see, the ideal range for your blood pressure should be 120 to 130 over 60 to 70. And as I said, anything higher than that indicates hyperactivity, and if the numbers go lower, that shows that your kidneys or your adrenal glands can be weakened. All right, so there are different ways that you can strengthen those things. Obviously, dealing with diet, try to limit your stress, how you eat, things that you put into your body. And that's what, pretty much Apostle Tahar was getting into. So I just want to get into one more scripture real quick. It's Leviticus 17 and 11. And it says, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood. I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul." So we know that the life of our bodies is within the blood. So that's very important, right? So through that, I just wanted to get into hold on, Salakia. All right, I just wanted to get into some of the things in which the apostle was mentioning. One primary thing that he mentioned, I'm not going to get into everything that he mentioned, but he mentioned a few things. He mentioned beet juice, the pomegranate juice, the Ceylon cinnamon. So the cinnamon that he talked about was Ceylon cinnamon. Now, the type of cinnamon that you want to use, like how he said, you can use the cinnamon that's from the corner store, but you don't want to use that too frequently, because it has high levels of coumarin in it, which can be toxic to the body and create more acidity. So the best cinnamon to use is this one that the apostle was holding up, Ceylon, Ceylon, Ceylon cinnamon, or the equivalent to this, because I did a video on this a few years ago. The equivalent to Ceylon cinnamon is canela, Canela. You will see that commonly in your Mexican markets, your Spanish markets, things like that, because that's the equivalent, and that one comes from Mexico. But the general cinnamon that you get from the store, and if you use that a lot, that can be acidic, more acidic to the body, and dealing with one of the brothers before that was dealing with diabetes and different things like that. He was using regular cinnamon at one point, and he noticed that his sugar levels were still up. Then I told him to use the Ceylon cinnamon, and then all of a sudden it went down. So that shows you the difference between the two. All right. And another thing that he spoke on turmeric, which I don't personally use turmeric. It is great for the short term. I'm kind of strict when it comes to certain herbs and different things like that. But, hey, if it works, hey, do what you got to do. Turmeric does help. It does help. And he mentioned here about the pomegranate. He mentioned the beets and the pomegranate. The pomegranate is definitely cool. And he mentioned that the pomegranate has a lot of nitrous oxide in it. And that helps to dramatically lower the blood pressure. And what the nitrous oxide does, a lot of bodybuilders, they use supplements containing nitrous oxide, because what that does is it dilates, or it opens up the blood vessels. So therefore it would naturally decrease your blood pressure, because your blood is being constricted, you know, by the plaque upon the walls and different things like that, which comes from what, high cholesterol, et cetera, et cetera. You know, so by the blood vessels dilating and open up, therefore the blood can flow more freely and there's less constriction within the vessels. All right, so that's what nitrous oxide does. And a lot of bodybuilders, they use their supplement nitrous oxide, or they use supplements containing nitrous oxide to dilate their blood vessels, and therefore they can feed more nutrients and stuff into the body and get a better pump, you know, with their workouts. Right, so with that, you know, I just want to show a few different things that brothers can try out. Obviously, you know, what you consume in your body, that's first and foremost. You know, and the most things that contribute to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, are meat and dairy products. Now, I'm not advocating for any brothers out there to go turn vegan. You know, you do what you do, but I just suggest that you do everything in moderation. You know, as with anything, you know we're supposed to do everything within moderation. So especially if you consume any type of animal flesh, you definitely want to do that in moderation. You know, and couple that with some daily supplements of herbs and different natural things like that. So the top heart, these are some of the basic heart herbs that I want to put out there. Hawthorn berries. Another one that goes really good with hawthorn berries is motherwort. You get tilla, or otherwise known as linden leaf. This is good for the heart, the nervous system, you know, calms you, relaxes you, different things like that. You have African bird pepper or cayenne pepper. African bird pepper is the first strain of it, so to speak, and cayenne pepper is technically the hybrid of African bird pepper. All right, so you have that, which can pretty much bring it down damn near instantly. You have the cinnamon, as I mentioned, Ceylon or canela, which you can find in a lot of the Spanish markets. You have ginger, of course, white oak bark. White oak bark is very good for that, as well as it's very good for the kidneys, you know, and it's very good for pain that you may be feeling, different things like that, due to any kidney stones, helps to dissolve kidney stones, helps with headaches, different things like that. But the white oak bark is very good for the to help the kidney filtration, you know, if you're having high blood pressure. Dandelion as well, good for the heart and good for the kidney filtration. It really helps the kidneys out. Horsetail, pretty much the same thing. Horsetail has a lot of daily minerals in it. It's good for various things, but it definitely helps to dissolve kidney stones and different things like that. And it helps to get a lot of excess salts and things like that out of the blood. So if you're taking in a lot of inorganic salt, like regular table salt and different things like that from your foods, horsetail will definitely help to get that out of there, you know, because these herbs, horsetail, dandelion, white oak bark, these things are known as diuretics, which helps to relieve the body of excess fluids and excess salts out of the system. All right. Now, these last three are adrenal gland herbs. You have ashwagandha, which is technically a more women-specific herb, but it's great for men as well, and it's great for the adrenal glands to help calm them down if they are overactive, if they are hyperactive. You know, so if your blood pressure numbers are up, that's hyperactivity. So therefore, you will want to bring it down or to balance them out with these adaptogenic herbs. Okay, adaptogenic herbs obviously means it adapts because the adrenal glands control stress. It helps control your sugar metabolism, different things like that. They are the master gland for the kidneys, and they help with balancing your sugar levels, the adrenal glands. So you have ashwagandha, or otherwise known as winter cherry. You have Siberian ginseng, or they call it Russian ginseng, and you have rhodiola, which is another great adaptogenic herb that you can use to help balance out, you know, your adrenal glands or your systolic number. All right, and I just put together here, it's just a daily mix that brothers can do on a daily. You know, if you're detoxing, or even if you're not detoxing, you could just have this on a daily. It's best to consume this in the morning, especially if you're dealing with high blood pressure and things like that. The best things you want to have in the morning time, or tea, some type of fruits and different things like that. Or you can do this little daily mix here. You know, daily mix of water, cayenne pepper, African bird pepper, add some ginger, and add some agave or grade B maple syrup. Those are the best things that you can do early in the morning. So an agave is obviously to give you energy and things like that, and to make this concoction taste a little bit better, so it's not as bitter and things like that while you're consuming it. You could just do about like 8 ounces of this a day, or however much you want to do a day, because this is the equivalent to the master fast, but this is just doing it without the lemon. You know, the ginger, you can add key lime to it too as well. That'll be another great addition to it, key lime, because key lime really helps to dissolve a lot of salts and different things like that within the system as well. You know, so that's just a nice little daily mix for brothers to put together. And once again, you know, I just hope this segment was edifying. You know, so this is the first installment of health and good estate of body. So with that, I'd like to say all praises, honor, glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, and shalawam to Lek out there doing this work of faith and live with love and true sincerity. Shalawam.